Beautiful question. We are talking about Abuja. We are not talking about other states. We live here, our families are here, and we are seeing the progress of activities in FCT. Of course, FOI Act has given right to everybody to say whatever he wants to say. Just like you said, Shegumi make reservations about the minister, and now someone else is also coming to make another reservations about the minister. We cannot stop anybody from making any reservation about the minister. But what we know for a fact, if you are living in FCT or you are an indigene of FCT, you will know that we are not at loggerhead with the Honorable Minister. And of course, if you are not at loggerhead with a leader, what you are supposed to do is to support the leader, not to challenge the leader or to dehumanize the leader. So what we are doing is to tell the people that we are comfortable with this man leading the FCT as minister. He's doing very well. He's doing remarkably well. And for crying out loud, this man is here for not less than 3 months. Why not give him benefit of that and see what he can do, what he can offer to the people of FCT? Of course, as a forum, if we see that the minister is negating or deviating from the agenda of Mr. President, which is the Renew Hope agenda, we will call on his attention. Just like we mentioned in our press statement, we have channels on how we communicate to all of these leaders. The last speaker said something. This is not the first minister of FCT. We've been having an interface with any minister that came because they govern our land. They govern us. And as they govern us, we have to be interested in whatever they do and whatever policies they put on ground. So I want to tell you clearly, without missing words, we are not going to stop anybody, and we are also going to respond to whoever that make or send out a negative impression of what is happening in FCT. We will not allow that to go, because once there's outbreak of order in FCT, we that live here will be the first victim of it. So as much as possible, we must do everything humanly possible to ensure that we live freely, we live peacefully, and we live happily, and also we are well secured. So the minister is doing all these things, and that is why we are here to discredit what this Daniel Okwa has done. But I think my friend has something to add to what I have just said.
Working. Want to ask them to put a stop to it. Part of what we want to do, and we've been doing, like the issue of Gumi, Abuja resident has written the DSS to investigate him. And you are in the process of going to court to go and get another mandamus to ask him to provide some of these evidences that he said he has. There is no information. And the way we can also stop all these things is by going to court. Because if there's nobody as a scapegoat, Nigerians, what they want, you just sit down in your 2-bedroom flat and create problem without basis. So we need to ask Nigerians to stop. The only thing is that if you have any suggestion as per how a city can be governed, they can relate through the reform coordinations, department or office of the Honorable Minister. Bring up solution, bring up suggestion, rather than trying to do a bring down syndrome to malign people. So what we are trying to do, all the organizations said there are known to law. They have a CAC backing. We can sue and be sued. So what we want to do is to drag people to court. If we do not do that, they will not stop doing what they are doing, because they are just mischievous, faceless, and they are operating without basis. I don't want to use the foul words. Thank you.
My name is Comrade David, the president of Abuja Original Habitant. Regarding to what you asked, the revenue generation through the land process CO4 and the RO4 and the allocation being given to Nigerians, just the way the constitutional right given to every Nigerian to apply and to be given to you. The CO4 using as a revenue generation, this is the first time in the history. We have never had a minister who gave allocation, but to reinforce on the revenue generation on the CO4. This is the first time in the history. And you can see, even for the minister to come up to declare how much he has saved within the 3 months, this is the first time in the history. And even Mr. Daniel, who is attacking the minister, I know definitely his principal must be affected by the CO4 developers. And we, the original inhabitants, the 9 tribes, we are suffering from the developers. We have never had a meeting with the developers. They have associations. And when the government give them lands, they take their lands and pay compensation of economy street and leave the houses to become shanties. Tomorrow the government said there are shanties within the city centers and they need to be wiped away, which is our indigenous houses. So it becomes a problem to the government to see how they can locate the indigenous after taking the land. So this time around, he said, okay, if you are interested in the land, can we make use of this land as our oil? We are not just original inhabitants, and also the other Nigerians can also benefit for this revenue generation. So I don't blame Mr. Daniel. His principal is being affected either by withdraw his principal CO4 or one with the other. So he's speaking from his principal, and but this is not the right channel how he can air his grievances on behalf of his principal. And definitely when you are being paid, definitely the job we are expected to be done. And he has done the job when he has been paid for. But we tell the minister, please let him put his ears backward and focus on where he's going, because there's no way you can embark on development without stepping to people's too. So definitely we understood that the people who owns allocations in FCT are big masquerade. Definitely they will come after him. But the poor masses' prayers go far beyond what he can imagine. The prayers of the local communities are with him. So let him ride on.
Thank you. I think somebody can also add to